coupling system from tractor to trailer. I have to start with my electrical connection, properly mounted and secure with the safety latch. I have to make sure that there is no missing pins inside and it's properly greased.
And what you said that one was called?
Electrical connection.
Oh, electrical connection? Oh, okay.
Or electrical supply. They're the supply lines or
electrical connection, more simply.
That's why I mentioned like that.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure.
Electrical connection, properly mounted and secure with the safety latch, no missing pins inside, and properly greased. It's enough clearance from my chassis or the catwalk, so I don't create any damage when I make my turns. Now my the blue is service, red is emergency. Properly mounted and secure with the fittings, no audible leaks. They are plastic, but I have to treat them like rubber, so there is no abrasions, bumps, or cuts. Okay, and enough clearance from the chassis. Now on this side, properly mounted and secured to the glad hands. Properly mounted and secured to the glad hands. No leaks. Both. I have to make sure that the rubber is between, not dry. Now, the same thing like on this side. Electrical connection, properly mounted and secured with a safety latch, no missing pins inside, and properly greased. Now I have to go under my trailer. Here. Okay, this is my apron. Apron.
Like the stuff you wear for
apron. Apron. Ah, pues sí, sí. No he pensado de esa manera, pero sí. El mandil. Okay, apron and fifth wheel. Properly mounted and secure. I don't see any damage, no crack, been broken, no legal welds. I don't see any space or any daylight between the apron and the skid plate. The skid plate is the top part of the fifth wheel. Okay.
And this big thing, big bulky thing, that's the fifth wheel, right?
Apron and the whole thing, this whole thing is the fifth wheel.
Fifth wheel, right.
But the skid plate is whatever's on top. The top.
On top of the fifth wheel. All right. But.
Okay. No space or daylight between.
Okay.
Now I have to make sure that my release arm or release handle is all the way in and lock position. Not cracked, been broken, or illegal welds.
All right, but.
With the safety drop pin on place. Pivot pin, properly mounted and secure, properly greased. Safety pin must be present. The platform, properly mounted and secure. No missing any mounting bolts or nuts, and it's in good condition. Now I have to go under and make sure that my locking jaws are in place. Ahora nos metemos aquí.
Ya ve, usted no me burla con mi
No, pero no me arrastre.
con mi mat.
Ya anda metiendo ahí, tateando. Okay, now my locking jaws are properly mounted and secure. Wrap around or lock on lock position.
You call them locking jaws, right?
Locking jaws.
Locking
Lock
jaws.
jaw.
Yeah, locking jaws.
Yeah, the little hook.
All right.
Okay, properly mounted and secure, and everything is properly greased. Now I have to go for my in-cab inspection.
¿No vamos a mencionar estas luces?
No, eso se la ve.
Oh, ok.
Solo estoy haciendo la A, coupling, y ahora voy con in-cab inspection.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Vamos por fuera. Okay, I'm just doing inspection. Now this is my in-cab inspection, right? Okay, on my in-cab inspection, I have to start with my 3 emergency equipment. Okay, but the first thing you do is, what's the first thing you do whenever you get into the car? Put your seatbelt on. Alright. Okay. Now this is my seatbelt. It's properly mounted on top, on the bottom. I don't see any damage, no cuts. And then latch. And unlatch.
Is she gonna go inside with you with the income inspection, or is she gonna stay outside?
The what?
The inspection?
She's gonna get inside.
She gonna get inside? Okay.
The in-cab inspection is the only thing that they get inside the truck.
Okay.
Then for the maneuvers and all the stuff, they just watching you from the back.
Okay. How about the air brake? They get inside too?
I'm doing in-cab inspection, air brakes, and then the tug test.
Okay.
Okay. So in-cab inspection, I already inspected my seatbelt. Now my 3 emergency equipment. I got my fuses, at least 6, one of each number. Then I have my DOT reflective triangles, red in color, which is proper color. They're storage on the little box and the safe place. Now I got my ABC fire extinguisher, properly mounted and secure in the bracket, fully charged, safety pin on place, and inspection up to date. My floor is clean and clear. I don't see any debris. I don't see anything that can roll under my pedals and cause any accident. Now I have my pedals. I have my clutch not stick to the floor, and the rubber it's present on good condition. My brake not stick to the floor, and rubber is in good condition. Accelerator not stick to the floor, and rubber is in good condition. Now my shifter properly mounted and secure, high gear and low gear selector. Then I got my steering wheel, no more than 2 inches of free play or 10 degrees. I got my city horn and highway horn. No lo voy a sonar porque están los perros. Van a empezar a ladrar más. Okay, lo testeamos, lo presionamos. We press it. I'm not gonna press it because the dogs. Okay, bim, bim. Okay, now I'm gonna check my mirrors. My mirrors clean and clear, properly mounted and secure, no illegal stickers, and I adjusted my view. Right now I'm gonna touch my windshield. My windshield is properly mounted and secure, and the seal it's in good condition. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start my engine. I'm gonna start with the safe way or safety start. I'm gonna press the clutch all the way in. Open the switch. Open the switch. Now make sure it's in neutral and start. Okay, now I have to check my indicators. I'm gonna check my left and right indicators, green color, which is proper color, properly working inside, and they're properly working outside. Now my four-wheel flushers, properly working inside, they should be properly working outside. Now I'm gonna check my wiper blades or washer fluid. I'm gonna press this thing. Just make sure the water comes out. Okay. Now I'm gonna check my high beam indicator, blue color, which is proper color, and it's working properly. Okay. Now I'm gonna check my heater and defrost, high, all the way to the heat, all the way to the thing. Okay, working properly. Now I'm gonna check panel and floor. Panel and floor. Working properly. Now I'm gonna check my gauges. Okay, I'm gonna start with the water temperature gauge. Properly working. The proper range is between 110 and 200, and needs no warning lights. Now my oil pressure gauge. Properly working. The proper range is between 20 and 60, and there's no warning lights. RPMs working properly. I have to look for my amp meter or volt meter. Its proper range is working properly, no warning lights, and proper range is between 12 and 14.5. Now the speed meter I cannot tell you until I start moving. The fuel gauge is not part of the inspection, but I like to mention it. Okay, my fuel gauge properly working. I have almost 3/4 of a tank, and it's enough to perform my test. Now my primary and secondary air tanks properly working, no warning lights, and the proper range is between 100 and 120. Okay, now I'm gonna start my air brakes. My truck is my wheel is chocked. I already put my wheel chocks on one of the tires. I'm gonna start my engine, making sure that I have 120 psi on each tank. Ya tengo 120. I already have
how many?
120.
120, okay.
No, you only have to worry about one. Don't worry about the second one. Okay? So I have 120. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna make sure that I put the key back to the on position. If I don't do that, my gauges are not gonna be working. So make sure you put the key back to the on position. Okay. Now I'm going to release my brakes. I'm gonna push my yellow and red knobs. Okay. Make sure they stay in. Sometimes you just press them.
How about like me that I don't have trailer?
Only
Just
the
the
yellow one.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have 100 in each tank. I'm gonna grab my timer. I'm gonna step on my brake for 1 minute. Okay, step on the brake for 1 minute. And I cannot lose more than 4 psi on each tank. I cannot lose more than 4 psi on each tank because I have a combination. On your case, it's just I cannot lose more than 4 psi. Okay. 4 and 1 minute. Now, let's say the minute's gone. It looks like I lost 1 psi. It doesn't really last any pressure, but you have to, somewhere it has to be a leak. So just mention I lost 1 psi on each tank, so it's good. I didn't lose more than 4. Okay, now I have to make sure that my red light and the alarm, or the red light and the buzzer, comes on between 60 and 70 psi. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pumping my brake. Okay, my alarm came on and the buzzer is on. Now I'm gonna make sure that my my knobs pop out between 20 and 40. Okay, they pop out right on 40. That means they're properly working, and my spring brakes or emergency brakes are working properly.
So the warning light is between 60, right? 60.
Before I proceed, I'm gonna take off the key. I'm gonna take it with me, and I'm going to remove my wheel chocks. Okay, so I'm gonna get off the truck. You get off the truck. Can you hand me the wheel chocks, please? Oh, make sure you get off backwards.
Which section is the end day?
Again, I already removed my wheel chocks. You're gonna place them right here. Okay, now put your seatbelt back. Make sure you bring my wheel chocks back to the truck. They're like $80 each.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not the cheap ones. Yeah, you can throw on top of these ones, loaded, and nothing happened to them. Yeah, they're heavy.
Yeah, no, they is heavy. I
Yeah.
just picked them up. They way heavier than what I thought they were.
I already removed my wheel chocks. Now I can continue.
That last thing you did, is that the same thing as a 12-point brake inspection?
They don't. Okay. So now I can continue. I'm gonna open my switch. I'm gonna do safety start. I'm gonna make sure that it's on neutral. Clutch all the way in. And turn it on. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna press the gas a little bit.
Now the brakes should be in, right?
No, they out. They just pop out. Okay, now I'm gonna press the gas a little bit. Make sure it builds up pressure a little bit faster. You can press the gas a little bit, but make sure you don't pass the 1500. Okay. To 80. From 80 to 100, it shouldn't take more than 45 seconds. Okay? Just keep pressing the gas. This one, from 80 to 100. Okay? It took me 15 seconds, which is good. Now I just gotta wait for my governor cutoff valve to sneeze to indicate me that it's working properly. That will happen right on 120.
That will take how long? 1 minute? Time?
Just like 10 seconds more.
Oh no,
Okay, that was my governor cutoff valve. It came on right on 120. That indicates me that it's working properly. Now I'm gonna do my tug test. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test my parking brakes, and at the end I'm gonna test my service brakes. So first I'm gonna test my trailer brakes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release my tractor. Así déjalo. Ahorita no lo voy a mover, solo voy a hacer como lo estoy moviendo. Okay, I'm gonna release my tractor. Make sure you press the yellow. Place it on low gear. Don't press the gas. Just the clutch a little bit. Okay? Just make sure it's not gonna move. It's just pull a little bit, making sure that it's holding it. Okay? And don't release the whole clutch because you're gonna turn it off. If you turn it off, that's it. Okay? Now it's working properly. Now I'm gonna applied, I'm gonna release my trailer and I'm gonna check my tractor. So well, you don't worry about this. Okay, now I'm checking my tractor. Same thing, leave it on low gear. Make sure I feel the tug. Okay, working properly. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it on the low gear. I'm gonna move it forward a little bit, 5 miles per hour. Make sure you push both, okay? Take both in, okay? Leave it on low gear. I'm gonna move it forward. Let's say I move. Let's pretend that I move it more, right? Just a little bit more, okay? Don't hold the steering wheel, okay? My steering wheel didn't move to the left or to the right. That means I don't have any suspension problems and my service brakes are adjusted properly. Mark it. Make sure it's on neutral. Release the clutch. Okay, now just have to wait for your indications. And then after that, they're gonna tell you what to do. They're gonna tell you, okay, they're gonna have like four lanes. They're gonna tell you, okay, go to the first one on the right, and you're gonna have to do your straight back up. They're gonna give you indications. They're gonna show you a little picture to how to do the things. Okay, we're gonna practice that later, but not today.